Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back to another one. Happy New Year. The transfer portal is now open, and there's a lot to talk about with the transfer portal as far as the needs of Colorado. Can Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes bounce back? They need a lot here. We're going to go over the list on what they need, but the question is, can they bounce back from needing a lot here? So we're going to go over that. Um, I'm looking at the transfer portal. I haven't seen any changes yet. I do know everybody that's in there before New Year's, they're in there. I don't see any. Actually, there are some new people that's in the portal. There's a couple. And, but can they need, this is a total roster rebuild. Yes, we have Joseph Williams still there. We have Julian Lewis. We have Jordan Seaton, as far as I know. As far as I know right now. You said full rebuild. They're going to be picking up a D3 JUCO. Hopefully the D3 JUCO works out. You know what I mean? So, but as of right now, this is what they need. This is what they hired. They hired a new athletic director. They hired a new offensive coordinator, running back coach. From my understanding, they have a new linebacker coach. They, I believe they have a new tight end coach. I'm not sure who the director of player personnel is. I'm not sure who the new recruiting assistant is, but they need one. And I heard that the strength and conditioning coach, they need a new one. This is from what I'm hearing on the wire here. They need a strength and conditioning coach. I thought the strength and conditioning coach was pretty good. But this seems like it's a full roster reset. This is a full team reset. So starting next season, we're going to have a new QB1, which is Juju. We're gonna need a new RB1. I'm not sure who that's going to be. Wide receiver one, not sure who that's going to be right now. We need a new center because the center that we had last season, he's declared for the NFL draft. Oh, also, the quarterback for last year, the quarterback from last season, he just declared for the NFL draft. So we're going to talk about that. We need a new right guard. We need a new right tackle. We need a new left defensive end. We need a new right defensive end. We need a nose tackle. We need another defensive tackle. Um, we need some linebackers. We need some safeties, nickel backs, some more corners. We're gonna have a new kicker. Obviously, the kicker I believe we have is in there now. He's gonna replace Mata. A long snapper. They need a lot. Um, but mainly in this portal, they're going to have to concentrate on that defensive line. To be honest with you, they're going to have to concentrate on whole defense. Now, McKinney, he has entered the transfer portal. That's not a surprise for me because I've been watching the other podcasts, and they said that McKinney was entering the transfer portal. They said this. And this podcaster, he seems to know a lot about the program. And he said that McKinney was entering the portal. He was right about that. Yeah, good players are not going without a bag unless they're going to get a few good players, and they need more than a few good players um, at this point. But like I said, the other podcast is called Buffed and Prime. Um, TK, what's his name? LC TK. What's the guy in Buffed? What's his name? The host. There's two of them. I can't think of his name right now. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He been saying McKinney was entering the portal, and guess what happened? He entered the portal, but he said something else that I hope he's not. I hope he's not right on. He said Seaton. He said we just gonna have to wait on that one because he said, according to him, Seaton told the team that he's not taking a pay cut. Now we know that Arch Manning, he told Texas that he's taking a pay cut so they could bring some more people in. But he according to him, he said Seaton is not taking a pay cut. Now, I don't know how he getting this information, but he hasn't been wrong yet, according to what's going on. He even said that the freshman defensive end was going to enter the portal, and he did. And he said this before the guy was even to say it, because he said that on Twitter, the guy was like, people trying to decide for me. But obviously he was correct because he entered the portal. So obviously he knows some kind of inside information on his team. And he said a lot of other things too, which is like, wow. Like he know a lot on the team, I guess. I'm not an insider. You said they're going to pick up a lot of project players with little to no upside. They can't do that. If they do that, they're going to have to pick up some stars. They're going to have to win in this portal. They're going to have to, unless they're going to have to win in the portal. They need to revamp their offensive line for the people that they're losing. Now, I will say this. This past season offensive line was pretty good. They're going to have to revamp it because they're losing some people in the offensive line. They're going to have to revamp with what they already have. But that defensive line, they have to totally rebuild it. This is a total rebuild on the defensive line. And you never know what you're going to get coming in. You just never know how the person's going to fare in your system. You just don't know. So they're taking a gamble here. I think part of this, in my opinion, they're in a rush to win so bad that they're primarily relying on the transfer portal instead of high school. Because high school, if you rely on high school, it'll take a few years to build the team up. And also, you could still go into the transfer portal as well. But they're more so heavily relying on the transfer portal. And you're taking a gamble because a player is coming in a new system, and he's only going to have a few months to learn the system. So we don't know. We're going to have to wait and see what type of season they're going to have. We're going to have to wait and see the players that they're acquiring. But when I tell you they need a lot, they need a lot. And I heard they need a new strength and conditioning coach. What happened? What's wrong with the last one? He came from Miami, didn't he? He put a lot of people in the league, didn't he? So I'm not sure what the problem is there, but people move on. That's how it is. So they, like I said, at this point, whoever else leave, it won't even make a difference at this point. They lost so much that if Seton decide to get in the portal, it ain't gonna make a difference. That's how much they lost. They lost a lot. At this point, as far as I'm concerned, it's a total rebuild. Total rebuild at this point. But what's interesting is I was listening to Neely again. He's still carrying the same sentiments. Like, look, they're leaving and we got more coming in. That's his mentality. Okay, they're leaving, but look who we're bringing in. Well, they said the same thing last year. And they only won 3 games. My point is, you really don't know what you're going to get until the person gets there. Unless you get there's a lot of starters that's in the transfer portal right now from other teams. Can they land some of those people? But if they land some of those people, it's going to come at a price. If you land some of this, there's some starters in the portal that high profile. You know what I'm saying? But can you land them and can you pay the money? Because if you could pay the money for them, how come you couldn't pay for the money for London Merritt? Why is London Merritt leaving? Okay, so they're never going to compete. I don't think this is. I'll tell you like further on as we go in the process. I know what this is now. I know exactly what's going on. I don't want to say it right now because I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say it, but I mean, if they're saying that they're trying to compete and they want to win, I'm more so looking at your actions. Actions speak louder than words, and I'm hearing through the grapevine that these kids taking a pay cut to leave. Some of them are. So it's not about the money, as Neely said. It's not always about the money. some of these kids might take a pay cut going somewhere else, and they're leaving anyway. And also, I heard that some of these players, they don't even have a clue to where they're going. That means there's a problem there. But I want to be positive. I'd rather be positive on this show today because the portal is open, and it's a fresh new experience, new portal. So we'll see. But the optics of this doesn't look good. It doesn't take me to say it. The optics don't look real good right now, but maybe they have something up their sleeve because Neely's saying, well, just hold on because we're bringing people in. I know you brought people last year and you only won 3 games. See, the difference between this team and other teams can afford to lose like 15 people, and it's not going to hurt them. I would go out on a limb and say only team that I'm watching right now that might lose a lot of people if they decide to get in the portal is Ole Miss. Are some going to follow Lane Kiffin? The fact of the matter is, I don't think they are. I think the coach they have right now is really good. So, and they're doing good without him. So I don't think a lot of people are gonna follow Lane Kiffin. But a lot of these other schools like Georgia, yeah, they're gonna lose some people, but it's not gonna hurt them though. Here is hurting. It's hurting. And if you're not gonna pay top dollar, then why are you paying top dollar to Seton? It doesn't make sense. I don't believe in that. And I heard that they have 20 to 25 million to spend on a roster. That's a lot of money. So guess what? It's not even the money. That's not the money. If you got 20 to 25 million, that's about right for a lot of teams. But it's something else I noticed that they're not doing. They're holding some scholarships. Everybody don't have scholarships on the team, and they got some available. And as far as the money is concerned, if they're not willing to spend that 20 and 25 million, then and another thing that I heard. Now this is true because the guy showed the receipts. The cornerback, the CB from Indiana, what's his name, told the Colorado staff, "Hey, he's available for you. Can you go get him?" They said he wasn't tall enough. Did you see what he just did in the last game? The cornerback from Indiana. Did you see what he just did? And they simply said, "Nah, he not good enough. He's not tall enough." Are you serious? He's going to be an NFL player. Yeah, I don't. They need a lot more. It's not just the players. They need Coach Prime. Going to need to run this like a CEO. Yeah, Pons, and the man showed the receipts because I remember that show when Pons was talking to Buffton Prime. He was talking to him. I remember that, and he had a good relationship with Pons, and he was trying to get him to Colorado. You mean to tell me they didn't want him because of his height? You got to be fucking kidding me! Because of his height, this man was the MVP of that game. He was the defensive MVP. He's now the premier cornerback in college football. In college football, all of college football. All right, so I'm gonna go back to. We'll come back to that later. I know that was his words. He said he needs somebody 5'11" and above. I know, and the kid is about 5'8", 5'9". Somebody need to go find out how tall was the honey badger. Go look. Go see how tall Tyrann Mathieu was. You had a chance to go get this kid, and the kid had a good relationship with one of the podcasters. He was seriously looking at y'all. He was seriously looking at Colorado. They said he wasn't good enough. He not tall enough. He's the premier cornerback in college football right now. Right now. And they also let Hood go. Hood is off to the NFL. So something is internal what's going on here. They have to change it internally. If not, they're not going to win. That's just to be light on it. Let me tell you something. This league, it's hard to win in this league as far as the Power Five. It's hard to win in this. It's a very hard league to win in. You have to spend all that money. If they have $20 to $25 million budget to go buy players, guys, it's on them that they're not going to win. It's on them. They got the money. What you mean? If you got 20 to 20, that's what every team almost has. That's about right for every team. I think Oregon said it take him about 18 million to buy his roster every year. And we got 25 million. So what's the money left over for? What's that being used for? What's the money left over? Because y'all got to go get it. If not, y'all gonna lose this year. If y'all don't go get the people. And the thing is, it's a little concerning that one of your spokesmen for the university is saying that, oh, well, they're leaving. We could get people cheaper. You got 20 to 25 million to work with. You don't have to get them cheaper. You can go get the dogs now. That they're not coming to Colorado unless you pay them. I was just looking at how much it's going to cost for a good cornerback. Well, let's go down. So for wide receivers, for quarterbacks, to bring in a legit quarterback is going to cost you close to $2 million on the high end. Yeah, that's literally like $333,000 per player. But they know every player is not going to get that, right? Let's be honest. Everybody's not going to get that. Some players not getting nothing because they ain't got no scholarship money, nothing. Some players ain't getting nothing, really. So what they got to do is, right, you got to look at this like a business. It's a business. So the concerning thing is he's saying we can go get people cheaper. He's right about that. You can go get people cheaper, right? And hopefully that you find somebody like D'Angelo Pons, right? You might find one. Like every 5 players you bring in, maybe one is good enough. But on defense, Prime even said it himself, on defense, he need at least 6 players on defense to win. He's right about that. You need at least 6 to be dogs on offense as well. In order to get them, you have to pay. So that some of that 25 million, y'all got to go buy the dogs. Now, if you just don't, like, what is it? Why they don't want to pay the players? What is it you paying Seton? You might as well let Seton go. You might as well let him go because it's because if you're going to bring, like, for example, you can't get D'Angelo Pons now. Now you can't get him because if you get him, you're going to spend at least $4 million if you're going to get him now. And you're not going to pay D'Angelo Pons $4 million. But they have paid players. So after the game said, not just about money, you have to be able to evaluate talent. Otis got 800,000, Salter got 800K, McKinney got 600. See, that's the thing. But here's the thing: he did replace the director of player personnel of recruiting, the recruiting director of player personnel. He is replacing him. So Coach Prime is he knows that, like, that's a problem area. And he need a new recruiting assistant. Well, I think she's going on to bigger and better things because that's what he said. So she must have got another position somewhere. But that guy that went on to Memphis, that's his fault. But I heard that Rispris, because the dude got receipts, he contacted Rispris. He said, I got D'Angelo Pons right here. He ready. He said, no, he too short. So that's on the coaches. That was their fault. They need to look at film. They weren't looking at his film. They just saw his height and say we don't want him. So anybody could look. How tall is Tyrann Mathieu? I think he might be about 5'11". He retired now, but he might be. I think Tyrann Mathieu about 5'11". Yeah, he got to have more recruits come out of high school. See, but here's the thing, though. To have, hey, what's going on, everybody? Matter of fact, happy New Year to everybody that's coming in. I appreciate you guys. We we doing it again for the 26th. It's a lot to talk about. The transfer portal is now open. Happy New Year to you. Hopefully, everything that you want to acquire in 26, you go get it. And you know what I'm saying? Just pray on it, stay prayed up, and do the best you can. Don't knock yourself down if you don't get to the goal, but do the best you can in 26. It's a lot of this dude came with receipts because I was watching his live chat. I said, no, they didn't turn down D'Angelo Ponds. He lying. And guess what he did? He showed the receipts of him talking to Rispers. He said simply, he said, I understand, but he said, coach said he's too short. He needs somebody 5'11" or above. Now, let me just say this to you guys. I know a lot of people are downing DJ McKinney. I know everybody is. Guess what? After next season, he's off to the NFL. Remember I said it. Remember I said it. He's on his way to the NFL after next season. See, because I had my skinny on him is he has to stay one more year. Now, whether he goes somewhere else, that's good. But I guarantee you he goes somewhere else, he's going to be headed to the NFL. He's not garbage like everybody's saying he is. He's not garbage. Yeah, Pons is 5'9". You said he could have been a nickelback. Look at how Indiana's using. That's what he could have did. Look at how Indiana's using him. He was killing them last night. Okay. Well, watch this, Capital. Remember I said this. Remember this date. Well, yeah, it's easy to remember because it's the second. Remember I said this. McKinney is going to have. Okay, he got terrible PFF grades, right? Okay. After next season, he's on his way to the NFL. Remember I said it. Sometimes you could be at a place and they could tear your confidence down. He got to go somewhere where it's not like that. I heard the same thing happen to Khalil Benson. I said the same thing about Khalil. I said he's an NFL player. Why they letting him go? They said when he left there, his confidence was so shot that he had to go. It's something internal going on with the team. It is. And I hate to say it like that. I don't like talking bad on nobody. I like to be positive. It's internal. It's definitely internal. And it's internal, man. And it's a shame. But now there's no more hype on the team anymore. We don't want to hear that this team is better than last year. We don't want to hear it. You guys got to actually prove it. And I've been telling people this is a rebuild team, so don't expect nothing next season. Don't expect to go to a bowl game when they're rebuilding. Because remember, the first year, they was rebuilding the first year and they got to a bowl game the second season. So I'm looking at 27 right now, not 26. It takes a while to rebuild this. You're not going to replace all these people, and you have to rebuild. I mean, and that's the thing. You have to be practical here. They're in the Power Five. It's hard to win in that league. It's hard to win at that level. I'm not saying it can't be done, but how long did it take the Indiana coach, guys? Did it take him 3 or 4 years? How long did it take for him to get to where he is now? I think somebody told me it took him more than 2 seasons, actually, because he acquired the Heisman Trophy winner in the portal last year. Okay, that was his last, and he also acquired D'Angelo Ponds. So he was working that portal, but it took him a few seasons Benson playing in college scheme. Sherman had a pro scheme. Indiana has a system. Well, I'm assuming that the offensive coordinator is bringing some players. Maybe he's got some of his guys coming. Maybe he brought some luggage. Usually that's what happens. Sometimes when a head coach move on like that, some of the players will follow. But realistically speaking, I mean, I'm not really in the X's and O's. I'm more on the technical side, how to build a roster. I could do. I could build a roster, but it's going to take money. And they have the money. They got 20 to 25 million budget, guys. That's all they need. That's enough to go get some Bama players. That's enough to get some Bama players in the portal. That's enough to try to finagle some Michigan players to get in the portal. That's enough. Okay, they're paying you 500,000 there. We have 650 for you. We have 7 for you. You know, you can negotiate. We got 7 for you. Because I already know what it takes for a quarterback. We don't need a quarterback, but you're looking at 1.5 to $2 million for a premier starter quarterback. For a running back, you're looking anywhere between 500,000 to $1 million on the top end. Wide receiver, the same, 500,000 on up, to maybe 2 million. It just depends on who it is. Linebackers, you can get a good linebacker for about 600,000. I'm talking about the players that are starters. I'm talking about the sophomores that were true freshmen. You got to look at it like that. You can't look at it like, okay, he was fourth on the depth chart. No. He's fourth on the depth chart for a reason. He's not ready yet. That doesn't mean that he's not good. That means it takes a little bit more development. Now, are they willing to do that? Now, the thing is, it's a rush to win now. If it's a rush to win now, you got to go get the proven starters. You have to go get the proven starters. Now, I'm going to say this to the coaches. When you get some of these dogs, it's going to come with attitude. Some of these alphas, you got to be willing to deal with the alphas. Because if you're going to get some alphas, you're going to have to deal with some attitude. You know, I'm going to go back to what Michael Jordan said. Michael Jordan said that. They said, Mike, I understand that you own the team. He don't own the team anymore. He sold it. How come you won't be a coach? You got so much to give. He said, I want to make a good coach. And they said, why? He said, because I don't have the patience. He said most good athletes that went to the Hall of Fame or went to the highest levels, they don't have patience. And some players, it takes development. And he said he don't have the patience because he don't understand how you just can't do it. This might what be going on right now. He needs patience. It's a rush for him to win, and he's losing. See, the thing is, they had an out. Travis Hunter, Shador, Shiloh, Silman Craig, Shadozy, Lewester, Jimmy Horn Jr. They were so good, and Travis, they were so good that it made up for a lot of their deficiencies. Because remember I said this, if you got the right personnel on the field that doesn't need development, they can overcome deficiencies. They can. Because some players that you pick up, you don't have to worry about them watching film. They know film. I was sitting there looking at the video on how D'Angelo Pines was so excited watching film. He understands film. That's what they needed. But see, he's in his mind saying, well, they need to be 5'11", because he's 5'11". That's why. Because Coach Prime is 5'11". In his mind, that's what a good corner is. He's living in his own head. Like, he missed out on D'Angelo Pines. That was his fault. Because he thinking, well, I'm 5'11". This is how I got to be. No, sir, you got to get with the times. You got to get with the times. And that's what Jordan said. A lot of them can't get with the times. They can't get with the times. You know what I'm saying? They cannot get with the, he's 6'1", okay. They can't get with the times. You know what I'm saying? He thought that, this is what, I mean, it's not knock on what he needs. There's a lot of good corners out there that's over 5'11", but he's not paying for them. You got to pay for them. He had one. He had Hood. But how tall is Hood, guys? Anybody know? How tall was Hood? Maybe he didn't think Hood was good enough. I'm telling you guys this. I really honestly think that's what it was. He didn't think he was good enough. Because it don't make sense not to keep him. I mean, how tall was Hood? Because he headed to the NFL. Oh, Hood is 6. Okay, so that meets his standards. So that wasn't it. It wasn't nothing about his play. It was something else why he left. Some people are saying because of his brother. So I get it. Sometimes you can't appease that. If you want to leave, you want to leave. But the sentiment is it's all about the money. I know for a fact when one of them parents is not about the money because the parents got money. It's one of the parents, they got money. It's not that, and that person is leaving. It's not about the money. I don't know. I didn't get in their business or exactly what's going on. But they didn't put the coaches down. It just said fresh new beginnings, fresh starts like that. But in order to go acquire some of these dogs that I'm looking at in the portal, you're gonna have to spend some of that 20 million. They may not want to pay a player 500,000 coming in. They may not. When they can go get somebody for 85,000. You get what I'm saying? And hopefully that person they paying 85,000 to will produce for them. Okay, they won't give his brother a scholarship. Okay. And I'm not sure why Wester left. Like, why the hell did Wester leave? He would have been a good linebacker right now. Wester left. He had the size and everything. But he left. But he probably wanted to leave. So there's nothing you can do when somebody wants to leave. But I don't know. Yeah, when you have like 85 players and you lose 28, no, also take out the seniors that you lost. That's a lot. You're going to lose seniors every year, which is okay. Um, and you know that you're going to bring in a certain amount of freshmen every year. But to rely heavily on that transfer portal, maybe he got relationships somewhere. So we'll see who they're bringing in. We'll see who they bringing in because he probably got relationships somewhere and he know that they're good. So we'll see. Hill Green, I'm not sure why he left. Now, this person said, I'm almost more inclined to believe him now because he's showing receipts now. He said the reason why Hill Green because they didn't want him. Now, why wouldn't they want him? It wasn't because of his pay. They said it wasn't the money. They said he was told to leave. Now, for them to tell him to leave, it had to be something, maybe his attitude. That's the only thing I could think of. But I can't say that because I don't know the kid. Well, if Jordan Seaton bounced at this point, I'm not going to be surprised. It's not going to hurt that much no more because they lost so many people anyway. But if he leaves, then we only got one more. If he hit that portal, it's over. Now they really got to go spend some money because he's looking at all these players dropping around him, and he finally made a comment. He said, "This is starting to hurt, man." That's what he said. This is starting to hurt, and everybody saw what he said. Yeah, he did say he's not going to be back in a CU uniform. He don't want to. They say he don't want to take a pay cut, which is understandable. I mean, his situation. It's all business. Like, think about this. I'm not saying he's not going to the NFL because he is, but shit, if I got a chance to make a certain amount of money now, I'm staying in my senior year. I know he going into his junior campaign. Shit, but if they paying me enough money, I might stay to my senior year, depending on how good the money is. They should have gave Cash Cleveland a scholarship. Well, he went on elsewhere and got it and got his money. I saw his NIL evaluation. I saw it. It's over three. It's over 300 as of right now. So he went and got the money. He went and got it. And he came from a reputable program, IMG Academy. So when you come from that kind of program, he already has like connections, so to speak. And people were vouching for him, like Seton was vouching for him, and other players saying, "Yo, he's the guy." And he didn't get on the field. He got his money though. But we're looking at, when you got to look at the whole person, you got to look at it at 4 years in the future. What is he going to do by his senior year? Obviously, for them to give him the money, he has a high ceiling. You're not going to play. I'm not saying he's going to go to somewhere like Texas Tech and play right away because they already got a senior that's a center. You're not going to see some teams. It's a next up mentality. They already got their seniors that's playing. They're not getting their positions taken from them. You have to wait, then you learn from them so that by the time you get to that position, nobody going to take your position because you already know the system. That's usually how the good systems work. It's a system thing, just like we were talking about. Georgia has a good system. They have systems like, okay, this player, he's going to start next season. He built himself up to that now. We can trust him. That's how it is. But the thing is, he said some of the people that enter the portal, they have no idea where they're going. He might be right about that because I'm looking at around the country, some people have crystal balled already. I'm looking at it. The top dogs are getting crystal ball right now. He says, "See, you don't have the money." They do have the money, DJs. They have about 20 to 25 million budget. They have the money. They have the money. But like what Neely said it. He said, "Why should we pay somebody 500,000 when we could take that same 500,000 and go get 3 people?" Yeah, they got millions. They got 20. They got money over there. I didn't know that. Dude, 25 million? That's enough to go get a roster like Oregon with that kind of money. Guys, do you realize with that kind of money? Oh my God, you could go, man, listen. That's what I told you. They could hire me, right? Now that I know that they got that kind of budget, coach, let me go get these players, man. Let me go get these players. Though it'll actually take me 2 years because now it's too late for me to come on now. I still could come on and go get some players, but it's gonna take me a full year. You know what I'm saying? And go get these players. But that's enough money to go get players in the portal. That ain't getting in the portal. Okay. Yeah, you said they not broke. 20 to 25 million. A budget. No, that's not broke. That's premier money. 16 million is a lot. That's a lot right there. Listen, 16 million, you now in the ball game. Okay? No, but I heard it's 20 to 25 million. And when this kid said it, when he started producing receipts like that, because first he was just talking. See, you can see with me, my age, how I'm set up, how my brain is set up. You have to show me receipts. I'm not just gonna take your word for it. But now he's showing receipts. But the thing is, I don't know. I don't know how they had a falling out because you could use somebody like that. I mean, he's good at finding talent around the. I'm good at it too. I could find talent around the country. I just need time to look at film because the film doesn't lie. Let me see exactly what this kid is doing. Let me see. Let me see what he's doing. I could go get a defensive line. I just got to go watch film, and that requires me probably at least. It's too late now. I can't do it now. It's too late because that'll require me to watch at least 3 months of film straight. It's too late. I would have to do it next season. I would have to just be watching film from sun up to sundown, and I will find them. And it'll be in high school. It'll be in the junior college ranks, and then in some of the people in the Power Five. I know. I just said it. His budget is 25 million. Yeah, I just said it. Yeah, 25 million is a lot of money. That's a lot of money. That's a money to compete with the SEC. That's SEC money. See, some of the people in SEC, they spend 30 million on their roster. Some spend 20. It just depends. I've been looking into research on that. Just, giving a rough estimate on how much these people are spending. Oregon is spending about 18 to 19 million. Um, Alabama, everybody eating at Alabama. They probably spend at least 30, at least. Everybody eating over there, even the bench players. Even the bench players got track hawks. Okay. I'm talking about third stringers. I've been looking. And I go to their Instagram to see what everybody got track hawks over there, yo. That ain't nothing. That's like driving a hoopty on that campus. Okay. Yeah, so it could be like 30 million. It could be. I'm not saying they got that, but they got enough. They have enough. They have enough to compete. Then why they're not spending it? I'm not sure. That you know who that you have to go talk to? You have to go talk to the recruiting person. You gotta ask them that. You gotta ask the recruiting person that. How come they're not spending the money? You said people forget we were one win away from the college football playoffs last year. Yeah, because you had the Heisman Trophy winner and everybody. They were more than one win away. They were 3 wins away. I remember. They won 8 games. No, they were more. You mean one win away? They were more than one win away from the college football. Listen, in the Big 12, you got to win the Big 12 outright. You have to win it outright. They were like 2 wins away, two or three, to get into the playoffs. It sucks though, don't it? Like, how the hell that you got to win the conference to get in the playoffs? Why can't you just have like? Because what if you have like 10 wins? That should be enough to get you in the playoff. But this is bullshit. You said laugh my ass off. The track hawks were discontinued. You know what I'm talking about after the game. These kids like track hawks and Hellcats. Yeah, Shador did his thing too because he got Wester and them to come and Will Shepherd. He sure did. Okay. You said stop talking about God, Coach Prime. You going somewhere different. I'm not getting personal with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking the guy's religion now. Come on. This is football. But yeah, Shador got some people there, but he ain't there no more. So we can't, you know what I'm saying? Shador is long gone in the NFL. So they got money to play with. So they can't sit up here and say you know what I'm expecting right now? I'm expecting them to go buy a team. That's what I'm expecting. But the problem is, I don't think that's the problem because they would have kept, London married. They would have paid him or whatever. But some people are saying it's not the money. If that's the case, then they just lost the kids. But now I want to know, why did you lose them? You have to correct that, because if it ain't the money, you have to correct how you losing them. I know he got LeJohntay to come. I know he did, and his brother. You said 27. No, they have a deficit for the university, but as far as the budget to go buy players, it's 20 million. It's up to 20 some million, 20, 25 million. And they have a budget for the basketball team too. Yeah, but we're talking about just the budget that they have to spend on their roster. Every team has a budget. And I heard they got a really nice budget over there, man. Listen, it'll take me about a year because I have to watch film. And I don't need to come there. I could do it remotely. Say, guys, this is the person you need in JUCO. This person, this person, this person. But there's some good people in JUCO. You just got to find them. That requires watching a lot of game film. It does. But I have a strategy on weeding them out. I look at stats first, and then I go look at those players first and look at their film. And then, but it's a lot of film you got to watch. It's a lot. And then there's a lot of phone calls that got to be made. You got to go see these players. You got to go see them at the game sometime. And then put them on your short list. It takes about a year to get this short list together. It does. It takes a while. But if you do have contacts out there that find people like D'Angelo Pons, that's somebody that you keep, in good graces with. Like, all right, he found D'Angelo Pons. Let me rock with him. Who else do you got? You got to make a lot of phone calls. You got a lot of, and then also some of the coaches you brought, they got some contacts, stuff like that. Now, the fact that we lost Rispers, that was bad. That hurt us to lose Rispers. He only was there 1 year. How the hell we lose him? He's a very good recruiter. And so, you have to have relationships, because some players are going to fall through the cracks, but you need your relationship. Hey, Max, check out this kid in Wyoming right now. Oh, yeah, what's up with the kid? He a linebacker, dog. Oh, yeah, what are you talking about? He runs a 4 something. You know what I'm saying? He watched film. He doing all this and that. Okay, cool. Give him my number. Let me hit him up in his DM. All right, cool. He got the film. Let me see his film. Okay, cool. He do pass the optics. Let me get in his DM to build a relationship. And because some of the reason why I'm saying JUCO, some of those players in JUCO, they dared to get their grades up because they didn't have the grades, or some of them came from a small school and they need to get some experience. That's the only reason why they're there. That doesn't mean that they're bad. So you can find some gems over there. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Max, I got a wide receiver down here in West Texas. Okay, yeah, what's up with him? Yeah, he over here. Okay, cool. Give me his information. Let me get in his DM. You said, Max, listen to the words, watch the bad actors. No, I'm watching film. You know what I'm saying? I could spot a player. When I saw that D'Angelo Pons film when they were breaking it down, I said, oh, we got him. I knew they had him. I said, they got him, yo. You know what I'm saying? They got him. They got him. They got him, yo. It's just what it is. But yeah, he said he was too tall. I mean, too short. But see, that's the difference between Indiana and Colorado. Somebody in Indiana, they saw the play. They said they saw a dude breaking the film down. That's what happened. That's how they got him. Somebody over in Indiana saw him breaking the film down. And they called him. They're like, yo, what's up? What's up with him? He good, huh? Okay. Let me hit him up. And they got him. See, the name of the game is you got to go find some people the other teams ain't looking at. Because you're not going to find everybody. The country is too big. And you also got to keep that pipeline going in Australia. Because you're going to get good punters in Australia. You got to know that. punters and kickers, because that NFL kicker that's Australian, he runs the league out there. So just keep him in mind. Yo, let me get a kicker real quick. Let me get a kicker and punter. He'll come send them to you. You know what I'm saying? Now I do like the fact that they got Yaya though. You know what I'm saying? They got Yaya. I don't know where the fuck they found him at, but he's gonna be a premier offensive lineman. But here's the thing. Here's what I think about him. They're gonna try to find somebody better than him. See, that's the thing. They need to be developing him so eventually he could take over. Because he got the size. He like 6'5", 340. He got the size. And he's fast. So that's somebody you want to build up. You don't want him to leave. You don't want to go find somebody to replace him because he's been there grinding. It has to be the next man up mentality there, but they don't have that yet because they keep replacing people. But eventually they'll get there if it takes a while, though. You know what I mean? It takes a while. But it was something with that recruiting. That recruiting messed up last year. You said they need to add weight. Nah, you see how big that offensive line was last year? Them players was 300 or better. They had the offensive line. It's that defensive line. You lost Chidozie. You lost a lot of people. Chidozie used to make them kids work, man. Remember he looked at them and said, y'all soft? You need to go bring some people in that's not soft. But they require money. I know he worked with Saban. I know his background. So that means he got some contacts too. I know, but they had a huge budget. So, it just takes a while to build a team. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of studying, a lot of research, because you got to go find them. It's like finding diamonds in the rough. You got to go find them, and then you get some of the proven. Get some of the Power Five dogs too, if you can. And then you got to stay in high school. Some of the homegrown players, they're gonna want to come in and represent because they represent in Colorado. So you need to get some of them too. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get some of them dogs in Colorado. See, because if I had got there, I would have hit Matt up ASAP. I said, if some of your kids don't come here, yo, me ain't talking. I would have told them that. Like you came, you from Colorado, and I can't get some of your players. Don't come up here. I would have said it to him just like that. You know what I'm saying? I expect some of your kids to come here. Period. If not, don't even come up here. Because we need some of them homegrown people too. But then I don't know what happened with that situation because they don't burn a bridge now. He took it way personal. But it is what it is. Everybody got their own reasons for doing stuff. I guess that bridge is burned. But now one thing I do know Coach Prime could do is he can evaluate talent. But I mean, he got the D'Angelo Pons thing wrong though. He did. He said he was too short. So he got that wrong. So he gonna have to represent this year. Do we have a count as of today? It's the same as yesterday. It's only two more people were added from the one linebacker went into the portal and another cornerback. You said I scouted a good backer quarterback, Deuce Adams from Louisville. Is he in the portal? And also, is he in the portal? And what year is he in? Yeah, I heard that the head of recruiting didn't like Matt and said he wasn't gonna be recruiting any of the dudes. That's what really happened. But the new offensive coordinator had already, I know he met with him. Yeah, but it don't matter now. If that doesn't matter, that doesn't matter. Harold Mitchell, Matt burned a bridge. Matt is accusing him of misappropriating funds to take private jets to go see Shador play. He took it way personal now. So yeah, we more than likely he ain't using none of his players. More than likely. So that's just what it is. You ain't gonna you ain't gonna accuse me of misappropriating funds, bro. Though, just to go take a private jet. He don't need money to take a private. He got his own money. If I was the new offensive coordinator, I would tell him, if you keep working with Matt, I'm gonna fire you. I will fire you. Okay, that's how I would give it. I would give it up. It look. If I was the director of personnel on that team, I say, yo, we're gonna have a meeting with him. We don't work with Matt anymore. Okay? And he gonna be like, why? I said he's accusing him of misappropriating funds. He's taking it too personal. This is about football. This ain't personal. We don't want none of his players. Okay? We don't want none of his players. If you keep talking to him, we're gonna fire you. Straight up. We got it? We got it good. Okay, cool. That's it. We wouldn't be messing with him. At the end of the day, this ain't politics, man. It's just football. So when you take it personal like that, no, you burn a bridge. Because, see, that type of situation could get him fired with cause if that's what he's doing. No, Matt, you're taking it too personal. See, this is what I would tell Matt. You have to think before you speak, and you old enough to do that. So you that mad with me? So what is your business? I'm going to see Shador play. That's my son. And then he said, well, you need to have Colorado stuff on when you at the NFL game. Sir, you're taking it too far now. We don't need your players. Okay? That's it. Well, he did find out. Matt has a reason to be upset. So if the dude didn't like him and that's why he's not taking his kids, I understand why he's upset. But he need to take that up with that man. You know what I'm saying? Coach ain't got nothing to do with it. Or maybe he do. I don't know. You see a lot of people telling Matt to say that behind. Yeah, go call the man and talk to him like that. If you got a problem with him taking private jets, go ask that man how he doing it. If you in his pockets like that, go ask him. Man, this dude, man, Coach Prime been taking private jets since the 1980s. He's been rich since the 1980s. I told y'all he played for the Yankees. He been rich. Been rich. He was taking private jets when he was a rookie. He took a helicopter for one game to go play go play baseball in the same damn day. He's been living lavish. What is he talking about? I know they could be doing that. Um, the lost realist. You're right. No, he ain't. He's trolling for a reason. Matt is trolling for a reason. He is. He is. He don't like none of us. He want us all to leave. He said, "You prime sexuals." I'm not a prime sexual though. That I'm not. You know what I'm saying? And then also his boy is up there coaching. So coach is using some of the Colorado influence. Isn't his boy up there coaching offensive line? Isn't he? He up there coaching offensive line. But he got a name in the game though. Everybody know who he was. He played for the Cowboys. All-time offensive lineman for the Cowboy. Everybody know who he is. Everybody don't know who Matt is. I know who Matt is because he played for the Jets. That's how I know him. Yeah, I been knew who Matt was. Everybody don't though. It just ain't everybody no Jets fan. But Prime probably picked him up. You know, he's a cowboy. Prime was a cowboy. You know how it go. But the fact that he did pick a former Colorado player up says a lot. So you know what I'm saying? They got their reasons for how they feel. You know what I'm saying? I can't say he's not valid for being upset for not picking his Colorado players, but man, you move on. There's certain stuff you don't have to get personal. When you get personal, you just burn the bridge. You said they get ready to let him go next year. How do you know? We don't know that. All that money they got to spend to let him go. He letting go. They got to let him go with a bag. They not going. They want him to stay. They got to let him go with a bag, baby. They got to let him go with a bag. You know the crazy thing is, it goes to show college football is all about what have you done for me lately. Because everybody don't forgot about the Heisman Trophy year. They forgot about it. And prior to that, they didn't have a Heisman Trophy winner since 1994, which is Rashaan Salam. And they have been bad for over a decade. They produced some good players, though. Um, Christian Gonzalez, but he went on to Oregon and then went to the NFL. He went to the NFL from Oregon, but he still was good when he was at CU. But they have been bad for a while. You know what I'm saying? And when Prime got there, he brought all that money to the community. Um, he brought College Game Day there. They don't care about none of that. They don't. That's why Coach Prime is in the wrong spot. He'd be better off at Florida State or somewhere like that. He in the wrong spot. They don't appreciate him. Like Matt don't appreciate him. He don't appreciate that he don't made that spot relevant. He don't appreciate it. As a matter of fact, he don't agree with them retiring Shador's jersey. I bet you I already know what he be talking about behind closed doors. They're gonna unretire his jersey. When Primely, they'll unretire it. They didn't agree with it. Travis, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But actually Travis, yes. But they don't care about all of that. They want to know what you're doing right now. It's not fair. Because I told y'all after they lost Travis and Silman Craig and all them to the NFL, it's rebuilding again. Common sense will tell you that they're rebuilding. I don't know what people are trying to say. What you think they're going to compete for the national title after Travis and them left? Are you crazy? No. So yeah, I wouldn't deal with none of his players. I wouldn't deal with none of Matt's players. He's sitting up there talking greasy, talking about, yeah, what are you doing using the school funds to go see your kid in the NFL? Are you crazy? This man got money. Have you seen his ranch? Yeah, I wouldn't want none of his kid. He can go somewhere with that. I wouldn't even want him on campus. He lucky I'm not there. I'm like, nah, he can't be on campus, yo. You said they communicated to us they not winning the Big 12 championship after Travis and them left. That's not happening. Nope. Yeah, but I'm not comparing if Matt got a ranch, he has a ranch. I'm not comparing that. But he's saying that he using school money to pay private jets to go see Shador play. So he getting a little too personal. That's what I'm saying. He getting too personal. Okay, I don't give a damn if he royalty there. He not gonna talk greasy. He wouldn't be allowed on the team if I was there. It's not. It's no way. Then fire me then, and y'all gonna pay me. If you gonna fire me, y'all gonna pay me. Period. So let them fire him. They gonna pay him though. They gonna pay him in advance. He got old money compared to if you think it's old money. He been had money. He been in broadcasting for over 10 years. Even before that, he was getting money. The endorsements, everything else. This dude is crazy. He don't need a private. No, he don't have a private. I don't think he have a private jet. He rents them. That's too much overhead to have a private jet anyway. Usually, people with private jets, they're not using them. They'll rent them out. Obviously, I don't think Jordan ever rents his out. No, but because he used his quite a lot. But yeah, I mean, it's easy just to rent one. But that's not. It's neither here nor there. Like, just getting too personal with it. And it's uncalled for. You said they want to beat Prime, lose 8 games again, and try to embarrass him. They still gonna have to pay him in advance if they fire him. What did Matt say? I'd rather for him to quit so we won't have to pay him. Oh, you gonna have to pay him. I ain't never seen Prime quit nothing. Never. You gonna have to pay him. So they can say what they want. So that's just what it is. Unless they work it out on the back end, But obviously, when they did have good relations, yes, I would want some of his players because you need some of the players. You need some of the local players. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good connect that he can get you that pipeline to some of the Colorado players. But I don't know if they're going to even use him now after what he's saying. And then, and also the other podcast, they got personal with it too. He said, well, I know exactly why Shedeur went to the 5th round. He said the reason why Shedeur went to the 5th round is because when Shedeur was talking to the New York Giants, they were saying to him, how do you feel about Tom Brady as a mentor? He said, well, I'm going to look at him for a mentor for he can't even keep his wife from cheating on him or something. And they said that they went back and told Tom that, and the Raiders didn't draft him. So these people are really going for Coach Prime right now. They really are. I think they want him to get so frustrated and quit. That's what they want. It's a concerted effort now to get him to quit. It's not happening though. He a Leo. I'm a Leo too. It'll take. What Leos do? We will just drown you guys out. We won't listen to you. We won't listen to none of your podcasts. We will act like you don't exist. Leos are very good at doing that. And also, I'm a Leo. You know what I be thinking? I'd rather for them to fire me because they're gonna pay my ass. We're Leos. But one thing about Leos are we don't forget nothing. We won't rock with you for a lifetime after you double cross us. So I already know that. So that's just how I see it. Like you're not gonna just, especially if I ain't do nothing to you. Now, like I said, if the other guy, the director of recruiting, if he didn't like Matt and he didn't purposely take some of his players, I don't know if Coach knew that. Because that's kind of messed up if he did that behind Coach back. Like, I don't know. I don't know the details behind that. But yeah, once you take it, you could talk about me being a bad coach, right? That's fine. But when you start getting personal, then that's when we draw the line. This is not football no more. Now you accusing me of misappropriating funds. Now it's over with. So I would just yeah, we're stubborn too. We are. We can be very stubborn, but I notice. Here's what I noticed. As I get older, I got rid of the stubbornness. I had to pray over it. I literally had to pray myself out of that, of being stubborn, because what happens is that holds you back in certain situations in life. You have to look at life in a humble lens. You got to be humble when you look at a humble lens. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, yeah, that'll make him want to stay more, because that's how I am. Oh no, I'm staying the whole fucking 5 years. They gonna pay me every last one of that 55 million, and I'm gonna leave. As soon as I get it, I'm gone. So yeah, I'll be thinking that way too. I'm gonna get the whole 55 million. And if I don't get the whole 55 million, I'm gonna make sure y'all pay my buyout, and then I'm gone. I don't need it for. I just go watch my son play now. The hell with it. See, why can't he be wanted there? You know what I'm saying? You have people like him. They didn't like Prime from the jump. They did, and it's a reason why they can't get it together in Colorado. I see it because they got bad attitudes up there. Have you noticed they have not been successful in a very long time? They always losing coaches. There's a reason for it. Now I see it. You got people up there, Matt running his mouth. I see it. Just like that one dude, he ran in the middle of the night to go to Michigan State. He ran in the middle of the night. I'm gone. That's what also what's his name said too. Skip Bayless said it. Now, if that is true, if I was Brady, I would never talk to him again, ever again. If that is true, like you know what I'm saying, there's certain things you don't do. You cross the line, like making fun of my wife. Nah, you don't do that. That's a relationship that'll be severed for life. If that's what he did, there's no apology for that. There's no apology because you sat up there and made fun of me in front of another team. And then, I helped you when you were a kid and all that. Nah, yo. You live and learn. Shador is human. He's going to make mistakes. He's human. If that is true. No, apology. I wouldn't accept his apology. There's certain things I wouldn't accept it. You being cocky and you trying to play me in front of them. There ain't no apology. No apology. None. I won't accept it. But he's a human being, right? He's a human being. You learn from your mistakes and move on, period. That's it. If he did say it, if he did, because that's a reason for the Raiders not to draft him. If he did say that, that's a reason for him. Because he wouldn't be playing on my team. He made fun of me because of my wife cheating on me. I'm not drafting him. See, in life, in life, I had to learn this the hard way. You have to be careful how you treat people. You got to be careful what you say about people because they set him up. That was a setup. They set him up. Because if the sentiment is if he's a cocky rich kid, then he's gonna have to get past all that. Now he in a grown man's league. Skip Bayless said it. He said it. He damn sure did. I don't know if it's true, but if it's true, that's something you learn from. Okay, I would never do that again. That's it, and move on. But if I was like Tom Brady, nah, he not coming to the Raiders. Nah, that's just on GP. GP is general principle. And the thing is, I heard that was the reason why he fell to the fifth round because people rock with Brady. Brady got status in the league. He got status in life. Some people they got status. It ain't about money. Some people. You ever seen somebody? It don't matter how poor they are, but people just rock with you. That's something money can't buy. I remember when I went to Brazil years ago, I was talking to this guy. He actually spoke really good English. Poor guy, because he had asked me for money, and I gave it to him because he had a chessboard set up, and I was like, "Damn, I ain't seen none around here like that." Me and him started playing chess, and I said, "Damn, you speak really good English. Did you used to live in the States?" He said his father did, and his father was in the military in the United States, and he used to come see him a lot, and that's how he learned English. And then eventually we just stopped. And then people were saying like everybody respects this guy. Like he eats for free. People just the businesses they just give him money. They just give him food. He just got that kind of respect. Some people are like that in life. They just got the respect. And when you double cross them or you say something bad in front of a group of people, they looking at you sideways now. It ain't about Shador's talent. Everybody knew he had talent. Something was the reason why he didn't get drafted. I just don't know. And I'm gonna tell you this: I'm the type of person where I need receipts. You need to show me that he said that about Tom Brady. Okay, it's good that Skip said it. Okay, he got credibility, but at the same time, I want to hear Shador say it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say that. He didn't say it. He didn't say why. But I do know on draft night they knew that something was going on because I remember Coach said we getting ready for the bull jump on draft day, so they knew something was coming. But I know if he did say that about Tom, that's the reason why. He got drafted. That's how much respect Tom has. He got respect, yo. And then he earned it. This dude was 144th pick, yo. Looked like a damn IBM person. And to roll to the ranks like that, you got respect. That's respect. You see what I'm saying? And they not gonna tolerate some kid coming in saying that shit about him. So yeah, something happened to him on draft day. It wasn't about his talent. Because it's obvious that he's the best quarterback in the draft. That was obvious. I don't. Well, it's the thing is we don't know because it's secondhand information, so I can't just go on that. But if that is true, yeah, he got to reach out to that man and apologize. And if he didn't, he might not play football in 3 years. I'm just telling y'all this. He will have to reach out to him like, "Yo, Tom, my bad, yo." You know what I'm saying? I didn't mean to, say that shit about you. If he did, if he never apologized, he ain't gonna be in the league long. Because Dylan Gabriel is not better than him. He's not. They fucked Shador over this year. It's one thing I know about these people, man. They go on GP. They on GP time. So I want to wish that he didn't say that. I don't. I'm gonna say well, I wasn't there. I'm gonna say I wasn't there. You feel me? I'm gonna say I wasn't there. But Shador, I mean, Tom got respect in the league, bro. Did you know that his ex is receiving backlash? She's receiving backlash and is fucking with her. She's receiving backlash. That's how much respect he has. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. When Tom sent that message on Instagram, he had played that song about something about he don't want to live or some shit. And he said that's 100. Yo, people called him up after that. They was at his house ASAP. Like, nah, you ain't doing nothing to yourself. Even if you alluding to it, somebody they were at his house ASAP. That's what I heard. It's a lot of people that's retired that got respect in the league. Troy Polamalu is one of them. He got respect throughout the whole league. He not playing no more, but he got respect though. Some people do. Some people just got it. But hopefully he didn't say it. But the fact that, you know, Buff and Prime and them said that, they're trying to get at Coach Prime now. They're trying to get at Pro Coach Prime now. They're trying to get him hot. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's a concerted effort to try to get him to quit. I could tell him that's not happening. Not with no Leo. I could tell him that he's not quitting. You know, so but they hear it though. Because I hear what Bucky be saying. He had went live. He's talking about what makes a good coach. He said, "Why you just saying somebody can't coach because of a certain situation? I don't mean they can't coach." I heard him saying that. So they listening. They're definitely listening. But yeah, he really going in, dog. He is really, really, really going in. He said, "Yeah, Prime. He got in my DM recently. I don't want to talk to him. Yeah, he going in, man. I know they're using the same strategy. They going after their head right now, man. They still doing it. You live and you learn, though. You know what I mean? You just got to bounce back. You just live and learn. Yeah, they be going in, yo. I'm like, damn. I wonder why. Like, it's just football. Look, at the end of the day, right? Okay, Coach Prime didn't want to take the guy because he's not 5'11" or over. Okay, so be it. That's his preference. You know what I mean? You know, it's not like he's running for politics. It's not that big of a deal. Like Matt and them, they tripping, talking about, oh, we need to win. You weren't winning for a long time before Coach got there, so you need to be used to it. You know what I mean? You remember the 1-11 season, so y'all used to losing. So don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, it's just football. You know, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, if next year they win 4 games, so what? I bet you I'll still be talking about it. Hey, look, next year I'll be the same. Hey, we getting ready for the portal again, just like that. As long as Coach there, I'm gonna keep talking about it. You know what I mean? Shit, don't act like Coach ain't the reason why we all here, because he is. He the reason why we all here. Well, some of us, some of y'all been fans before this, but I don't see what the big deal. I mean, yeah, you losing players to the portal, but I mean, it is what it is. Like, what do you want? What do you want to do? Go get some more players. But I can tell you this though: if they got over 20 some $million, they got a lot of money. They got a lot of money, bro. They got a lot of money. Yeah, I don't know what he mad at Coach Prime about. Like, why is he saying all this about Shador? You know what I'm saying? Then he also said, oh, the reason why him and Coach Prime fell out because he said that Shador can't read a 3-4 defense or something like that. And that's the reason why he be getting sacked. And then he said Coach didn't appreciate that. Um, you know, he said that's the main reason. Here's the thing. That's just his. That's football. That's for pride. I don't know if he got upset over that, yo. I mean, who cares? I mean, he in the NFL, ain't he? He's still playing, regardless of what they say he did and said. He's still playing in the NFL. But I'm gonna tell you though, I do think it's set up for Cleveland for him not to do well. I honestly do. But that's just my personal opinion on it. Not saying I'm right though. Because Stefanski, I don't even know if he want to be there no more. I don't know. So we'll see if they have a coaching change. But yeah, it's I mean, I don't know. But yeah, he going in right now, man. He just saying different things. I'm not saying, hey, I'm listening. But he did say it. He said, "Oh yeah, he could have got D'Angelo Pons, but he said he too short." I'm like, "Damn, bro, you really don't like Coach now, man. Damn." You know what I'm saying? Like, I just listen. I'm like, "Damn, that's what's up." You said this should be a 30 for 30 on Shador. Not right now. His career is still pending. Because I don't know. If he did say that about Brady, he's gonna have to make amends. Or he's not gonna be in the league. I'm just telling y'all this. Because if she did do that to Brady, she cheated on him with that's bad, yo. But we don't have no proof of him saying it. So just move on. But the fact that they said that though, he said, "Oh yeah, and I know why Shador went to the fifth round." I said, "Go, please tell T. Cal." I was listening. I said, "Oh, tell." He did tell. He said the reason why he went to the fifth round is because he said that about Brady, and then they gave him some installments that he got wrong. The Giants purposely made a mistake on one of their installments, and he got it wrong. And he said he told the coach that he's wrong. He said that's why he went to the fifth round. I'm like, "Ooh." But why say it now though? It's just because there ain't no love lost no more. That's why. And then he said this making him want to talk about Colorado more. It's crazy, bro. Even if I knew all of that, it's just football. Okay, he got an installment wrong. You see what I'm saying? So what? He's still playing the NFL at the end of the day. That means he got some kind of talent. So that's how I see it. Because he beat out Dylan Gabriel. And Dylan Gabriel was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. And he beat Dylan Gabriel out. So think about it. But yeah, they going in on Prime, dog. Um, he said, "Yeah, Prime. He inboxed me. I don't want to talk to him." And then blah blah blah. I look, ooh, Lord have mercy. And then Matt over there, Matt, he gonna blow a gasket. He gonna go live today. He's probably gonna go live today. He gonna blow a gasket today. He gonna get perk. It's crazy. Yeah, he don't change people's minds during the season. He's playing. He's actually starting, and some teams want him for sure. Now, if he did say that about Brady, maybe he just had a brain fart. I don't know. Maybe he just had a brain fart, man. Or he didn't think that was going to get back to Brady. He crazy. That was going to get back to him. Brady got so much respect in the NFL. I think he on his way back because I see him working out. The way he's working out, I think he coming back next year. I think he gonna play for the Raiders. Remember I said it. Now that he saw Phillip Rivers, he might have the smoke to come back again. He might, because I see the way he working out. I could see him come. He's in better shape than Phillip Rivers right now. So I don't think that, man. I would need more receipts on that, sir. That Shador was that crazy. I would need more receipts. But the install situation, I think that is true because Skip Bayless said it, and some more other people said they set him up. So I heard they had a falling out over the install. So I did hear that much, but that's not that big of it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, that Brady narrative don't make sense. It doesn't. It doesn't make sense for him to say that. But the fact that they're saying that, they trying to get at coach now. That's what he's trying. That's the intent. They're trying to get at coach. But Skip Bayless said it though. Skip said it. He said that's what he was told. That's why he was getting on Brady, because he said it was Brady the reason why he fell so low. Because the Raiders wanted to draft him. Brady like, yeah, all right, draft him if you want to. Shador said, I ain't for you trying to set. Yeah, I don't see him saying that. I really don't. He's smarter than that. Yeah, he's smarter than that. There's no way he said no bullshit like that. But the fact that they're reporting on it, I'm like, damn, y'all talking about Colorado football, man. They really don't like Prime. They don't. And his sidekick, he just be sitting there giggling. They don't like him, yo. I'm like, damn, man, what happened? Is y'all were all for the team just a year ago. What happened? It's crazy, bro. Even if I didn't like Prime, I'm not gonna sit up here and disrespect him. Never gonna do that. Never gonna do that, bro. Not at the end of the day, it's just football, bro. You said, yeah, you asked advanced AI does Skip lie? It said he doesn't, but he has a record of exaggerating a lot. Yeah, I mean, Skip said he heard. See, it's one thing when somebody said they heard, they have to say it came. They have to stand on it. If somebody stand on it, just depend on how they standing on it. Yeah, his side, yo, I'll be sitting there listening to him. He said, what was the other thing he said? He said, just to let you know, he was right about this. To just let you know, DJ McKinney leaving. And he said, if you want to know where I get all my stuff from, it's from him and his father. Yo, I was rolling. He don't threw DJ and his father under the bus. He said, even if DJ wanted to come back, he not coming back after what he did. I'm like, damn, what did he do? So apparently DJ told the team last year that, like, I'm not taking, you got to pay me this for me to come back. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing wrong with asking for more money. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not a diss for asking for more money. And he said Seaton will not be in a Colorado uniform next season. That's what he's saying. He said Seaton is not taking a pay cut. So I don't know, like, how he getting all this information. I don't know if the players are telling him. I'm not sure. London Merritt. See, I don't know why, but we don't know why London Merritt is leaving. You know, maybe somebody offering him more money. That's my first guess is more money, but I think he was at 500,000. He was at $500,000 a year. That's a lot of money. After taxes, look, think about it, after taxes, that's a good payday. You know, per year. That's pretty good. So I don't know if it was the money. No, Tyler Brown he had a red shirt last season. He didn't play the whole season. He got injured. So he preserved his year. He said he didn't get the job with CU. He said he didn't want it. He didn't want the job. You said they got to pay their agents also. I would negotiate without an agent. They don't need agents. See, that's the mistake they're making, getting agents, and the agents are finessing these kids, and that's the problem that's happening with the portal now. They listen to these stupid. They're not even lawyers. They're not even licensed agents. You know what I'm saying? And they finessing these kids. I need to be an agent there because I bet you if I were talking to one of the Colorado players, I say, listen, you getting 500,000 at Colorado. You the man here. Why you leaving? Now I could shop him around to see if he could get more money, You know what I'm saying? But you got to go somewhere else and represent. The grasses ain't always green on the other side. So if Colorado paying you about 500 big ones after taxes, that's a good time. I wouldn't even, man, listen, man. I wouldn't even finesse the kids because yes, you're right. They got to get paid too. They take a certain percentage. I think the parents, it should be on the. I mean, I would have if it was my son, I would negotiate for him, and I wouldn't take a dime from him. Yeah, he said he didn't take the C. He said, "Why is he acting like I don't know?" Yeah, so I would tell him like, "Look, I'll say, okay, 500,000. Now, let's say if somebody like, I'm gonna give you a practical way. Let's say if somebody like Lane Kiffin, he's at LSU, he's offering 800,000 or 900,000, right? Now we're gonna have to talk to the coach. Like, where do you see him in your scheme? Is he gonna be at the top of the depth chart? Like, what does this look like? Because 1 year could set a kid back. What if he go there and he fall into the depth chart, and then the next year they tell him he ain't there no more. So it's not always green on the other side. You got to look at it like that. Now somebody like Seaton, sky's the limit for him. Sky's the limit because he'll play anywhere. Seaton can go anywhere and play. Some players are like that. You just go anywhere and play. Now, if I had my son was like that, then yes, we got some wiggle room now. If he's the type of talent to where he can go anywhere and play, I'm talking about anywhere and play. Now you have some wiggle room to negotiate. Let me give you an example. Let's say um, my son is a cornerback. And last season as a sophomore, he was in the running for the Thorpe Award. He came up number 2 in the Thorpe running, number 2. He didn't win the Thorpe. I think Caleb Downs won, but he came in number 2. Okay, so if he came in number 2, um, you can negotiate with the team you're on, right? Okay, I know you guys gave me 250 last year. Now we want 1.2 this year, or give us 2 million. If not, we can go to another system that has a similar system, or we got a relationship with a coach from recruiting and go there. Because remember, these kids don't burn bridges in their recruiting. They still have relationships from when they were getting recruited out of high school. So those are the people you call. And they might be willing to give you the 2 million. You never know. They'd be like, okay, let's negotiate. Is now, are you leaving? Are you one and done after next year? Because you're going to your junior year. No, I'm gonna stay to my senior year. And you can work out more money. You don't, and I wouldn't take money from my kid. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, parents need to do that. They need to have somebody in their family that got a mouthpiece and stop letting these vultures come in and take your money. Yeah, man. Now going to the NFL is something different. I would hire a reputable agent at, like that, but college, no. You said Tyler Brown at CSU is a decent landing spot. Well, check this out. Tyler Brown need to go to center. I don't know why I keep thinking he's a center. He over 300 pounds, 6'3". That's a center. He's a center. You not getting past Tyler Brown. And he's smart too. Centers need to be smart. So I wish Tyler Brown the best. Hey, if he did go to CSU, I wouldn't be mad at him. But he need to go somewhere to where they need him right away. Because there's some schools out there, they need somebody that size and they need to replace whatever. So yeah, it'll be a spot for him out there. He's smart too. He should be good. Um, you said they need to pay Seaton. Well, we don't know if he's leaving yet. What's his name has said that he's not playing in a Colorado uniform next year. I don't know how he knows this. unless the players are telling him, because he hasn't been wrong yet. You said he's not going to the league. He can go get a payday though. What's wrong with that? He can go get him a payday. Shit. He can go get him a payday. Nothing wrong with that. He always got the CFL. He can still play. He can still play pro if he wants to. If he wants to. But he's smart though. You know, he already got his degrees. He's smart. So he could do sky's the limit for Tyler Brown. He can invest that money and flip it and get in the business. So but Seton, I'm not sure if he's leaving, but they said he's leaving. They said he's not playing in Colorado uniform next year. So, like I said, we're gonna have to wait and see. You said they're not paying Seton $4 million. You say he'll spend the next 2 years in college. Well, I don't know how much they offered him. You said who said Seton won't be there? Boston Prime said that. They say he will not be playing in a college uniform. I mean, Colorado uniform next season. And he's been all the players that he said was leaving. They're all left already. He wasn't wrong yet. Now this is what he's saying. See, I think he's like he might be in these kids' ear because he also said if he was Juju, he would leave. And you know what he said? Do you know what he said though? The reason why he said Juju should leave is because Coach Prime messed Shador up in the NFL. He said that, bro. When I heard him say that, there's no love lost. It's up. You know what I'm saying? He said, look how he did Shador's career. So it's no love lost, bro. So at this point, they don't have no more dealings with Colorado as far as the coaching is concerned. So now they just gonna probably just vlog on them to point out all their mistakes. He said that. When he said that, I said, okay, yeah, there's no more conversations with that team. He said, if I was him, I would leave because look how he did Shador. Yeah, when he said that, I was like, bro. Yeah, they off the hook, bro. He went the whole live going in. Go to his last live. If you go to his last live, he went in from beginning to finish. Craziness. Just he became a dropping T. He was the T dropper. It's craziness. Only thing I could tell you is this, right? You just get more people in the portal, man. What do you expect that we talk about next season? You said stop going to get at least 200. You said Tyler a good center build. I told people that he's a center. Centers need to be smart. You said famous words. If you can't do it yourself, you teach. Wait a minute. If you can't do yourself, you teach. Yeah. Yeah, I know you said they be giving him hell on Twitter. I don't know, bro. I think it's better to help out instead of just being I don't know, that's just me. They got their reasons for it though. He said he might take over for Mendoza at Indiana. Bro, if he go to Indiana, no, Mendoza brother there. Mendoza brother's up next. Yeah, Mendoza got a brother there. That's a quarterback. He up next. He said players telling him to put it out. TKL know a lot of. You say you know a lot of coaches. Yeah, like I said, man, it's they were dropping T the whole damn live, yo. I said, damn, they must really don't like coach no more. I don't know what happened. Everybody got their reasons for it. I'm not knocking T Cal or nothing, but he the one put it out there. And I just happened to be listening. Because I was listening because I was sick. They have this thing going on up here. I don't know if y'all heard this respiratory thing going on. And that's what I'm dealing with right now. So it's giving me headaches. And but I found the cure for it though. I ain't gonna say, but I was just like down and out. I was like, nah, I had a headache, had an ice thing on my head, and I was just listening to them. I was like, damn, they going in. It was like they went on for like a whole hour, just going in. Yeah, Seton Camp, shit, the money they paying them, I'll stay all 4 years. Shit, I ain't no rush to the NFL. If college is paying like this, you said Coach Prime need to focus on his health. I mean, he looked good now. Coach Prime looked good. They got him squared away. You said D'Angelo Pond snub is when T Cal flipped. No, well, I mean it's a matter of preference. They said he wasn't tall enough. You see what I'm saying? That ain't no reason to go in on the coach. Matt said Colorado was dropping him to mid first or second round. You see, Coach Prime and them even said it. For you to go, all the people that go high in the draft and stuff like that, they're on winning teams. So being on a winning team helps. But he could still get drafted being at Colorado. No question. You said I hope he didn't take that COVID shot. We don't gotta nobody taking that no more. But that I believe that shot did, I don't know. You said after that Pons had back-to-back All-American seasons. He's having another one right now. But here's the thing though. That's a matter of preference. He did show the receipt on that one. They said Prime want people 5'11" or above. And then he said, so we're going for height and not talent. He kind of got back at Rispers like that. Well, Coach Rispers is not there no more. Hey, that's a matter of preference. If he wants somebody 5'11", then that's so be it. And nobody's perfect. You're gonna get it wrong sometime. Hindsight is always 2020. If he knew that this kid was gonna be back-to-back All-Americans, he would have took him. You said, I think it's the reverse. Good draft picks make your team. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The people high in the draft, he don't have see, look, it actually happened for his team. So you're right. He did have some high draft picks on the team. Well, one high draft pick, and he won the Heisman. So yes, if you have good NFL players on your team, you are going to win. And they did. They got to a bowl game with the talent they had. You see what I'm saying? Hey, TR, let me just say this. We all going to die of something. But I believe you come on back, though. You just don't have no recollection of this life. You're going to do it all over again. But we all going to leave this world somehow. But I don't trust me. I wouldn't want to leave because of that shot, though. Damn sure not. But you said Pete Carroll was the same. He don't use 6 feet and under CBs. Hey, some people. So yeah, so it's a preference. Like if Coach Prime, if hindsight is always 2020, if he knew that D'Angelo Ponds was going to be back to back All American, he would have took him. But you don't always get it right. You know what I'm saying? So that's all it is. But T. Cal said that shit. You give him the money, he'll put a team together. So you know what I'd be like? T. Cal, come help us, man. Come help us put this team together, bro. Because he said ain't nobody can talk football like him. Look, I have fun with it. I listen to everybody, guys. He do be working the X's and O's out now. He do. I'll be listening. And I remember when he had D'Angelo Ponds on his podcast, because I was listening. I said, oh, shit, he got me souped up. I said, yo, this kid is good, man. Shit. Shit. What's up, Contextual? Let me see where you at. There you go. You said after that Ponds. Yo, I did read your comment already. Back to back All American. What's up, Contextual? What you up to, man? Seeking wisdom, what's going on? You said Ponds is the type to get drafted in the third round by the Steelers or Ravens and become an All-Pro. He is going to get drafted eventually. You're right about that. You said that's what it seemed like to me. They're not trying to help him with the money. What do you mean by that, Helene? You said that's what it seemed like to me. They're not trying to help him with the money. Looks like the Natty will be between Indiana and Miami. That's going to be a hell of a game. You said I don't trust Oregon. Dude, if the national title is going to be between Indiana and Miami, they're going to have to tell what's his name to calm down, yo. The playmaker, yo. The playmaker is acting like he on something. He acting like he on something, man. You said they're going to try to keep the portal. It's going to be a disaster. You said they're trying to go cheap in the portal. Nah, they got money to play with now. I heard 20 to 25 million. That's enough money to go get something. You think Indiana versus Ole Miss? Boy, I know Lane Kiffin is sick, yo. Like, damn. He could be playing in the Natty right now, coaching in the Natty. But it looks like they're saying that the Indiana quarterback will be number one in the draft. And they're trying to say that if Cleveland pick him up, Shador's gone. They're going to have to trade him somewhere else if he's gone, if they pick him up. There's no fucking way, yo. Like, come on, man. I'd be like, y'all trade me. For real. Trade me, please. But I don't even know if they're going to. When did they start using belt to ass? Because remember, I used belt to ass when CU got blown out by 40. I said they got belt to ass put to them. When they start using belt to ass, man. Remember I said they got belt to ass. And I made a whole AI thing to that. I said we got belt to ass put to us today. Belt to ass. That's not a new term. We've been using. That's an old school term. Oh, they've been using it all last year. Maybe I had subconsciously heard it somewhere, so maybe they used it all last year. But I used it this year. I said, man, Colorado, that's really belt to ass. What happened with Michael Irvin, that wasn't belt to ass. Belt to ass was down by 40 at halftime. That's belt to ass. Okay? That's like, listen. That ain't using no Vaseline. What happened there? Lord have mercy. Because I remember that game, yo. I was like, yo, oh, okay, they belt ass. Maybe I heard it somewhere. I just didn't remember. That's not a new term though. Yeah, that's really belt ass. That's down by 40, and it wasn't even halftime yet. Shit. I remember that game because I thought the game was over. I thought I missed it. I said, oh damn, the game over, huh? They said, nah, bro, it's halftime. Hey man, at the end of the day, the portal is open. Shit, we gonna see what happened, man. That's it. We just gonna see what happened. But as of right now, they said they need a new strength and conditioning coach. What happened to the coach, man? I thought we had one. So they said a new S&C coach. We need a new center because the center he declared for the draft. A new wide receiver one, RB one, QB one. We got that already. A new right tackle, right guard, right defensive end one, left defensive end, nose tackle, D tackle. We need a safety, nickel back, kicker. Need everything. Well, they got the kicker there already. It's next up. It is a lot. They'll work it out. Shit, they got 20 some million to play with. They will get some people today, for sure. You said you cooking a grass fed pan seared ribeye. Then I'm gonna smother it in gravy. Okay. You gonna put it in the oven? You said them players need their money at least 1 mil for Bayard. And I forget about Omarion leaving. I can't wait to see. Well, let me see where he going. You know what I'm saying? Like Omarion. Oh, the head one's still there. Let me see what's going on. Hold on. Let me see if we got an update. Be right back. Can y'all still hear me? You can still hear me. Press one. Let's see. Big 12. Tavion Coleman. Colton Allen. Okay. Um, Colton Allen hit the portal, the quarterback. You said praying for Irving. You said Irving. You say praying for Irving. You said, do it look like he got that Rick James? He just hyped though. He just maybe that's just how he is. Yeah, Colton Allen hit the portal, the quarterback. So they hitting the portal right now, guys. Tavion Coleman in the portal, but he was already in the portal yesterday. But Colton Allen just hit just now. And he's the backup, you know. Like Neely said, they telling some people to hit the door. They telling people. So I'm like, man. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Just getting started. So we're gonna see what happens. Yeah, McKinney is in the portal. Why don't Prime let his coordinators bring their own staff? Did the offensive coordinator he did not bring some of his staff? I'm not sure. So I don't know. Did he not? You said they might move Yaya. At this point, I'm expecting his ass hit the portal. Like everybody hitting the portal at this point, bro. Everybody. But for him, he got a good relationship with Prime. I think he'll stay. I know it's a total roster rebuild right now. That's what's going on. Total roster rebuild. Total. But at least you got the quarterback there, and you have, you know, they still got some running backs there. They still have what's his name, even though number 7 entered the portal. They still got 2 running back. They got 3 there still in the running back room. I could see Yaya as a center. Um, yeah, we'll see. I keep looking at the portal. I'm looking at the other teams too. See who all entering. Let me see who the top dog in the portal. Let me see. Okay. The top dog in the portal is Cam Coleman from Auburn, the receiver. He's still the top dog right now. You think we can get Cam Coleman? You think we got 1.8 to pay him? Or at least he not coming. He probably coming in for like 2 million. Have you think we get Cam in there? About Cam Coleman, TR. He the top dog in the portal right now. Maybe they are maybe talking to some of the Colorado players to get him out the portal. We'll see. Because now they could talk to him. You said Darius Sanders is rebranding his channel away from Reach the People Media. Interesting. So what are you thinking? Looks like the cameras won't be as a big part, or he might know something. How is his rebranding coming? Is it doing good? Because sometimes you rebrand the channel, it takes a while. I know you've been hanging with Shiloh a lot. Yeah, number 1, yeah, Cam Coleman. Think we can get Cam? Because we got some money over there now. We got some money to play with. But we're going to need a lot more, though. We're going to need another big receiver. We need at least 3. We need at least 3 receivers. Okay. I was looking at this. We need at least 3 receivers. I'm talking about ready to go. Um, about 4 linebackers. About 12 defensive linemen. Damn, they need a lot, bro. They need a lot. They need another backup quarterback. But you need somebody, when I say backup, you can't go after a big dog. Because if you go after a big dog, then what's his name should hit the portal then. You know what I'm saying? So they need to go after somebody like on the lower level to be a backup. Um, you don't have to spend too much money there. They might have to spend a lot of money on that defensive line though. That's where they're gonna spend the bulk of it, and um, yeah, they're gonna spend a lot of money on defense. I'm just telling y'all this. They got to. Oh, he didn't bring his O-line coach. Okay, yeah, we already got O-line coaches there. That's right. Did he bring running back coach, or what did he bring? Did he bring anybody with him? Let me see. What else? How many receivers you think they need right now, guys? We got Joseph Williams. We got a few there now. They always been good in the receiver room. They gonna need some receivers though. They need some more running backs. Damn, they need everything, bro. Everything. But I do like some of the running backs we got there now. Yeah, it's a lot of wheeling and dealing going on today, man. It is. A lot of phone calls being made. They're gonna need an athletic O lineman at the right tackle position, right? Hopefully that left tackle position don't go nowhere. Hopefully he stay there. They need a right tackle. They need a guard. Ponder is still there right now. As far as he's still there. But he can be a good backup, Ponder. Yeah. The go-go offense, they're going to look for elite running back. You got to pay the elite running back, though. They got to pay. Neely said they trying to get people on the cheap, on the low. In order to compete, you're going to have to pay. Unless one of the freshmen is ready to go. Like somebody that they picked up in high school. Yeah, you got to be like getting them on the low ain't good. That's what Neely said. I don't know if that's what Prime is thinking. That's what Neely said, though. You got to get them on the low. You know what I'm saying? Can they go get some people on the low? I think they're gonna have to spend that money. That's my mentality. We got to go get Cam Coleman, yo. You know what I'm saying? Look, coach, let me go get Cam Coleman, man. We gonna need at least $2-3 million at least. Seaton can't just get all the money now. We got to pay some more people. You see what I'm saying? We're gonna have to go pay whatever we paying Seaton. We got to go get a right tackle to pay him the same. That's my mentality. We're gonna spend all that money, and we're gonna build ourselves a team. You can't be cheap. Cheap ain't always good. Did you know that? It ain't always good now. You said they're gonna get JUCO receivers. Oh Lord. All right. We didn't get Wester from JUCO. We need however we got Wester. That's what we need to do. We didn't get Wester from the JUCO. We need somebody like Wester. Okay, so we got to go and find somebody like that. Somebody like Jimmy Horn. Somebody that you ain't got to worry about grinding. That's what you need. If we can get them from the JUCO, then good. They just need a lot, bro. They need a lot. They need a whole damn new team, man. It's crazy. Everybody playing next year, I ain't gonna know who they are. That's the crazy part. Like, okay, we gotta learn some more players because. But that's the exciting part. The portal is open. They do got a budget to work with, so we'll see what they do. But like Coach Prime said that one time, we got to swipe the debit card. They got to swipe the debit card, man. You got to swipe the debit card, man. I see Nebraska, they don't picked up a quarterback already. You don't think he brought any coaches? Receivers going to be blockers a lot. They're going to be primary blocking a lot, the receivers. We'll see. We'll see if it works. He's not a good fit in the go-go. Why you say that? Why you say he's not a good fit in the go-go? He'll get a lot of run blocking in, won't he? I don't know. I don't know, man. I guess he will be all right. I don't know. I don't know too much about the go-go offense. We're gonna find out. Let me see what we looking at. Let me see. Yeah, no. I don't see any activity just with Colton Allen hit in there. I don't see anything else right now. You said everybody on your team got to eat. Yeah, you got to spread the money around. That's just the nature of the business now, you know. But anyway, guys, I'll come back a little later. If there's some major updates on the portal, which I think it more than likely will be, I'll be back. But Happy New Year, and I'll catch you guys a little bit later.